Some new insights in Amador County after two women were strangled to death on conjugal visits at Mule Creek State Prison last year. A one-on-one with the county's district attorney who called for those visits to be suspended and safety procedures reviewed.
Your reporter Madisen Keavy covering Amador County tonight with answers at the courthouse, where we'll learn more about these cases and possible charges this week. Right, Madisen?
Marley, that's right. Two husbands believed to be the last to see their two wives on conjugal visits, separated by just a few months. One family getting that first step in justice here at the Amador County Courthouse this Friday for an arraignment, and that second family potentially finding out if charges will be filed by the end of the week.
This is very rare, very odd.
Todd Reeby is the Amador County District Attorney. He says two visitors killed on conjugal visits is not just unusual, but possibly has never happened at Mule Creek before.
I can go back to '95, and so that's 30 years. And in that 30 years, there's never been a homicide that has been committed during family visits or conjugal visits at Mule Creek.
His office announced Anthony Curry was charged with Tanya Thomas's murder last week. The two were married, and Tanya was strangled, the autopsy report shows, during a conjugal visit last July.
He had two prior strikes, which I alleged, one for attempted murder, and he also had one for carjacking.
Tanya's death is not the only case Reeby's office is reviewing. Just 4 months later, in November of last year, Stephanie Dowles was found dead on a conjugal visit too. The coroner confirmed her cause of death was strangulation. The last person to see her alive believed to be her husband, David Brinson.
Today, in the afternoon, the Brinson file was presented to me. The reports from Mule Creek State Prison that we've been waiting for. So I've been perusing them, and there are other reports that I need to get. If I can find out what's in it before I actually physically get it in front of me, I think I have enough to make a charging decision.
Reeby couldn't give any specifics on what he's considering, only that he's focused on safety for prison visitors like Tanya and Stephanie.
I thought that they needed to take a look at the criteria that they have for which inmates can participate in the conjugals. I thought that they needed to take a look at the safety policies and procedures that they have in place to see if they're adequate to ensure visitor safety. And I'm gratified that they've decided to halt the conjugals while they are going through a review of their process.
We've been pushing for answers from CDCR since we learned of these incidents, and tonight that continues. Originally, earlier in March, they told us that those conjugal visits were not restricted and were going on as planned and as inmates were allowed to. We've learned tonight, though, that there are those restrictions in place, and they've been in place, but they are not citing that it's because of either of these cases. We've asked for clarification on this because they specifically said that those conjugal visits were halted in certain prisons, including Mule Creek, because of violence against inmates and staff, but did not mention, again, these two cases of visitors. So, again, this is going to be a story and a case that we continue to follow.